All right. There we go. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Michael and Rob here, Lake Michigan Angler. There was a little brief issue with YouTube. We had to restart the stream, but it looks like we can see chat now. And so we're going to get started here shortly with the fishing report. We've got to cover stuff that's new here at the shop, let you know what's going on here. And we're going to do a giveaway today of our new, what I'm calling our Toad series of spoons with Mr. Chrome. So stick around for that. We'll do that towards the end of the live. In the meantime, welcome. Come on in. Get comfortable. We'll give you guys a second to join us. We just went live, so we're not going to jump into it just yet, just to give folks a chance to get in here and not miss the information. Of course, if you do miss anything, you can watch it all back on the replay on our YouTube channel. So good morning, Daniel and David, checking in early to the core media. What's up? Good morning from Pensacola. Wow, must be nice out there. Hopefully doing some salt fishing while you're out there. For everyone else that's coming in, don't be shy. Say hello. And let me see. There we go. I can see better what's going on with our chat. There we go. Fishcraft, good morning, guys. Thursday afternoon, evening was great in 100 feet of water. Lines in 35, 70 down. Flasher flies and spoons both worked. Ended with 4 kings, 3 cohos, and a steelhead.
Oh, that's
very
great.
nice. Yeah. Thursday night out of Waukegan, east-northeast of the harbor. 7 for 8 from 6 to 9. 4 kings, 2 coho, 1 steelhead, 90 to 100 feet of water. Worked 80 to 115. Downrigger 35, 45. Dipsies 80 to 135. That very similar numbers there in terms of your downrigger and dipsies where I've been fishing too, and it's been pretty consistent in that range. Thank you for sharing that, Sean. Richard said, good morning. The wind can stop now, right? It always wants to do that on the weekend. You know how it goes, guys. Mix of spoons and flasher flies, green, hot, Michigan Stinger, green jeans, flasher, lit up, the sunset, right, bite. Okay. Chevy Guy, what's up from Milwaukee? Welcome, man. Daniel, what's the report on perch? We'll get into that if there is anything. I don't have anything to report. Maybe Rob does, but we'll get into that during the fish report. Again, we're gonna give it another 60 seconds before we jump into the core of the content and kind of cover all the things that we want to talk about today. And if, again, at any point you have any questions, you have any anything you want to talk about, it's fair game. Drop it in the chat, and we will go through it and answer it. But there's quite a few things we're going to talk about today. Like I said, we got some new stuff in the shop. We're going to cover that. We'll cover the fishing report for the week. And then we will also end the stream with a giveaway from one lucky viewer that has to be here. It's going to win a set of our Toad series spoons from Mr. Chrome. We've got the Money Toad, we've got Clutch Toad, and we've got the Yellow Toad. And minus the 2 of our first run, which are the Bloody Toad and the Dead Toad, those 5 make up the entire Toad series, but we got the latest 3 that just came in. These are available right now on the website in both mag and standard sizes, and they have been working very well. The Money Toad was on fire for me, and it seems like blue's turning on now, so this Clutch Toad's going to start going.
Yep.
And Bloody Toad's been catching fish. King's Coho caught a brown the other day in Chicago off the R4. They catch, and they work. Kyle said there's a good offshore bite happening out of EC right now. Where's EC? EC ringing a bell? What's EC?
My brain's not working right now. I know
East Chicago?
Yeah, East Chicago.
Okay. Got you, Kyle. Thank you. Joe checking in. Morning. Went to Michigan City yesterday and got an 8-pound Scamania. It is about that time.
Yep.
Yeah,
We're getting a few reports this week of that.
So they're probably showing up right about now, starting to show up probably. Yep. A lot of things to fish for. Thank you for reminding me about that. Good morning, Mike. Russell, good morning. Toads, who's winning? You or Rob's pick? I don't want to play favorites, but that Bloody Toad has been, it's been catching. Big Lake Little Boat, Brian's here editing our tournament video now. I got that done too. Good morning, crew. Philip, Dave, good morning. Welcome back. Tight Lines from Michigan. John, good morning. Brian, good morning, guys. Thanks, Rob, for helping me understand the roller tips. All right. Don't worry, guys. Rob knows all about the tips. Happy to help you guys with them. I owed him that one.
Yeah, Mike's been taking a beating with the meat jokes this morning, so.
We'll talk about it. Structure fishing, what's up? Urban fishing has been on fire at night. I saw a video, actually. Someone sent it to me. Brian from Big Lake Little Boat sent it to me. Some guys went out of, I think, Milwaukee in a small boat, And it was really cool to see because it's such a non-traditional way to fish. They went out wherever they were deep water jigging for lake trout. They were smacking up the lake trout with jigging them, just with flukes, 1 ounce jig head. And then as night went down, they were catching a bunch of burbot. That was really cool to see. Really cool. You don't see that often at all.
No.
So it is cool that folks are doing other forms of styles of fishing for these fish out here. Thin Blue Lines in the house. Captain Ernesto, good morning. Kenny, Pavel, welcome back. Burbot at this time of year. Wow, Daniel said, yep. Captain Ernesto said, get me the fake meat. Love Thin Line and Big Lake Little Boat vids as well. Awesome, man. All right. Got enough people here. Let's start diving into some stuff. We'll talk about first what we have new here at the shop. And we'll start with the Dreamweaver stuff, Rob. Quite a few things came in from Dreamweaver.
Yeah, we got a few spin doctors in. This is one of them right here.
It's a new one, too.
The Chrome Black. Yeah, we've had it a couple times, kind of comes and goes here. But yeah, it's a good one. We got in some Rasta Gooses. I haven't gotten these updated on the website yet, but hopefully today I can get that done if you want to order them. Rasta Gooses are here.
And finally,
yeah, the meat rigs.
We've got meat rigs. I'll run you through some of the colors that we got from them. So here we have Showtime, which is a mix of blue and greens. I really like this one, especially because the green looks very similar to our ectoplasm fly, which was really, really good in the spring and for still catching fish, actually. So this is this one. We also have, this is green gasoline right here. We've got the infamous Pickle Sunshine meat rig. We also have UV Two-Face meat rig from Dreamweaver.
All right, sounds good. Yep, no problem.
We've got just the UV gasoline here. Very, very shiny. Hopefully you guys can see this stuff. We also have the A-Bomb in the meat rig. And without question, the one that's currently my favorite from the meat rigs from Dreamweaver is going to be the Moo rig. This one right here is what I've been using with my fake meat. It's been smoking hot. Just a simple black and white pattern. Looks very boring, I guess, maybe, or you wouldn't think twice to look at it. But holy crap, this thing is
that's a classic Dreamweaver.
Yeah,
right
this
there.
is great. And just a couple of things. What's unique about the Dreamweaver meat rigs too that I'll say is one, you can't see it. I'm not really open this out of the package, but you can actually take off from the meat head on. There's a snap swivel, so you can actually take the meat heads and say, for example, I want to take the head from the A-Bomb, but put it on the Moo teasers. You can interchange those back ends, which is really cool. So you can get kind of crazy if you want to really experiment with different color variations. And another thing too I like about them is that they have the little plastic, whatever that little
just like
material.
a tooth guard, basically.
Yeah, that separates the hook, and almost 90% of the time, whatever size meat you got in there, that hook sits perfectly right at the end of that tail. And so it's like a natural spacer. So I like that too. So just a couple of things that I think make the Dreamweaver stuff unique and stand out, but they are all available right now for your meat rigs. And we'll continue to talk about it because we finally got our musclehead stuff in, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we just got in a big order of musclehead, every one he makes, just loaded up on them.
Yeah. So I think if you're going to dive into the musclehead stuff, one, the bullfrog, classic bullfrog is probably the go-to for most guys. Yeah. It's proven, it works. And then we also have, this is one that I use quite often, which is the Frankenstein. It has some black in it. It's another good one that I know has worked for me and for others as well. We also have the Emerald Shiner, which
that's been one of my favorites for years.
Yep, one of his go-tos. And then there's a new one that they came out with for this year. We're going to show you guys. What's it called?
Big Chungus.
It's called Big Chungus.
Yeah.
So
we have it online, but the picture isn't there yet.
Yeah,
so
it'll get up there. So this is more of like a black chartreuse with like almost like a Mountain Dew taping on it right there. Very, very vibrant. And if you're not familiar with the musclehead stuff, what makes these musclehead unique and great is that the heads out of the box just are tuned perfectly and they rotate perfectly. You don't have to mess around. Where there's sometimes with like, whether it's a Dreamweaver or Diabolical, some other meatheads on the market, you got to really toy around with that bend to get it to rotate properly. Musclehead out of the package, no fuss, it's done.
No toothpicks. They
No
have a little
toothpicks.
clasp that
little
clamps
clasp,
down
yeah.
on the meat, so you don't have to toothpick it in. And then all the teasers are already spaced out.
Yeah, so they all have their strengths and whatnot, and you really can't go wrong with either one. I fish both of these now. So if you're looking for stuff for meat, we've got them now. Plus, we got all the real meat as well. So if you got that. Let's see. Anything else, Rob, as far as stuff that came in you want to talk about?
We got an order of moonshine spoons, kind of restocked on that. Some Howie flies came in. Some planer boards. Some more Okuma reels came in. Some Daiwa spinning reels. We got some more Legalises and Fuegos. So kind of a bunch of random stuff came in. I got a box over here I haven't even opened up. I don't even remember what's in it. So quite a few things came in this week.
Shout out to Dave Johnson, who got moderated by Nightbot.
He's talking about you again.
Yeah, he said, "Morning, fellas. Mike's running his fake meat." Why do they do that to him? That's funny. He deserves it. Good. Reed said, "Nuclear ladybug has been hot at Port Washington on the low diver with a Richie grasshopper fly 19 inches lead." Awesome to hear that.
Yep.
Don't sleep on don't sleep on the stubbies right now,
Yeah,
guys.
stubbies are still catching a lot of cohos.
These charter guys are whacking them on these stubbies still. It's a consistent bite. If you want to target coho in between fishing for kings, it's a great way to do it. Not all the times the coho want to go after king stuff. They still prefer more of the traditional coho setup. So keep that in your spread. Keep that out there. It doesn't hurt. Dave 28 asks, "How are people doing with the Moonmaster spoons?"
Actually, this week I was getting a few more reports from last weekend. We started catching kings on the holdout Moonmaster, which we ran it on an 8 color, and that was good. But this week, more reports from that holdout. The A-bomb was catching fish. Bad toad, green jeans, and the blue jeans. I had reports on all those catching fish. So.
All right, David asked, "What paddles are you pairing up with it, and color fake meat strips are you using with the Moo Moo?" For me, the Mr. Chrome Old Money has been with the Moo Moo rig has been outstanding. What I'm learning anyway is once you find some kind of a combination that works, now they live together. Like, I'm not taking that off of that one. And so that's that combination of the Dream River Moo Moo and the Old Money from Mr. Chrome is one. And then another one that took off for me two more has been a Dragon Slayer Spin Doctor. And that was with a Diabolical Meathead, which we don't currently have. And then our Dead Toad, our custom Dead Toad flasher. And that was with like another Diabolical one which we don't have, but it was all black kind of a meathead with real meat. That's been working really well for me. So once you pair something and it catches fish, that becomes a thing for me anyway. Hopefully that answered your question. Kenneth, welcome back from Tennessee. When's the weekend wind BS gonna stop? I don't know, Anthony. It's been a brutal year with the winds for sure. Dave said had a lot of misses lately. What size and brand hooks are best for mag spoons, Rob?
For mag spoons, you use size 1s usually. Gamakatsus are good hooks. Torpedoes are good hooks. They're a little heavy though, so sometimes on spoons I like to go with a little lighter hook like the Gamakatsu. The Addias as well. I think the Addia is a good balance of strength and
light.
And we also, and I don't have them online right now, but we also got in Gamakatsu 3X hooks, which aren't super bulky, so those would be a good hook for spoons as well. They have a little bit longer shank on them. Those are my top choices for hooks. Also, one I forgot about, the Owner ST36s. I'm out of those right now, but that's another good hook. So those, to me, those are the top hooks out there.
Gosh. Jacob, do you have any 300 copper spooled up, ready to go?
Yeah, I've got one right here.
There we go. That's ready to go. It's yours. Come on by, grab it. Good morning, gentlemen from Central Minnesota. We'll be in Algoma next weekend. Awesome, Brandon.
Yeah,
I actually saw
a fun trip.
I saw some posts from up there. They were whacking some bigger kings up there. It seems like their big kings are showing up there pretty decent. Kenneth said, "Where can you find a White Lightning Silver Horde?" I'm guessing a plug.
Yeah, I have no idea. We don't have any right now, and I don't really pay attention to. I don't really track those things down. So there could be some stores out there to have them, but I just don't right now. I don't know which ones have them.
All right, Rick said, what's the better investment, Rob, copper or lead core? I guess for right now. Let's talk about right now, summertime.
Man, you know what? That's a really hard one to say. I'd say going forward, probably the copper. But at the moment, copper's working, lead core is working. I mean, we're catching fish on 5 colors. At the same time, we're catching fish on 200 coppers, and guys are catching fish on 300 coppers. And I had reports from people catching fish on 3 colors this week. Fish are kind of all over the water column. There's not a real strong thermocline yet. But going forward, typically, from this point of the season on, I would have to say a 200 copper would be a pretty good investment.
There you go. There you go. All right. Keep the questions coming. You got any questions, keep throwing them in the chat. We're going to move into the actual fish report for the week. I'll throw it to Rob to start, and I'll cover what I did this week. Rob?
Yeah, we had really good fishing here out of North Point. Anywhere from 60 to 100, 130 on some days. A lot of steelhead came in this week, which was nice to see. Some good sized ones, not monsters, but seeing some fish in that 8 to 10 pound range, a few smaller ones. They were mostly hitting spoons. The UV NBK stinger, the regular NBK stinger, the Wonder Bread, green jeans, blue flounder was catching them. Cohos, we're still biting stubby dodgers. If you want to catch cohos, I'd still just keep putting in the coho stuff. And what I found is that the cohos in our area just weren't going after king stuff as aggressively like they normally do at this time of year. So keeping the coho, the stubbies, that Easter egg stubby in the water is a pretty good idea right now. And then, day to day on kings, but overall pretty good, especially in the dark. If you get out early enough in the dark, there's some pretty good king action. And then again, a little bit later in the morning, I was hearing some kings on some days. And everybody's been catching them on something a little different. One day it's flashers and flies. Next guy's this spoon, that spoon, Wonder Bread. A little bit of everything. A few on meat. It's just a matter of being at the right place at the right time. But that's from most of the kings I'm hearing about have been like 70 to 100. We're seeing like a pile of bait in the 60s and 70s, and kind of all week there's piles of bait out there, and then a little bit of a gap in the 90s, and then in the 100, there was fish again. So, but really good fishing this week. There were some perch being caught from shore, so if you need minnows, we got them, all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, I've also heard guys are catching perch. Both on both sides of the state line here as well. Mm-hmm. Guys in Wisconsin obviously are sifting through to get their bigger 5. Hearing guys down in Illinois as well, from Montrose on up through Waukegan. You just got to put in your time. You got to time it. It seems like it's an early morning thing, is what I heard. Other than that, it's not much else we got. A lot of guys don't talk about it too much, So
yeah, exactly. I know that they're starting to get some skamania down in Indiana. I would imagine with these winds that we're having right now that maybe as soon as tomorrow, but pretty soon we'll have some cold water coming back to shore. You might see some of these skamania and Racine again, maybe Kenosha.
Or Wisconsin, or in Waukegan.
Yep.
They do run in Waukegan as well.
Yeah, so that might be worth a shot. Go to the grocery store, get your shrimp. Shrimp and slip bobbers.
Yep. Put in the time, guys. Put in the time. We have a lot of west winds that can do enough to just roll in. I mean, the water at the surface when we were out was upper 50s.
Yeah, so it's not going to take a whole lot.
Yeah, it's not going to take a lot.
Water in there.
Exactly. So it doesn't take a lot. So put in your time out there. Was there anything else you wanted to add, Rob? We talked about perch, skamania. Obviously, it's about to happen. It's starting to kind of seem like it's happening.
Yeah, I think that's what I.
Okay.
Yep.
So I was out on Thursday. Big shout out and thank you to Josh, the SU Wisconsin club president, invited us out. We were do a filming trip, and that video is going to be in the process, going to be worked on for next week, hopefully. But we're doing a video on Racine, the Port of Racine, what makes Racine a very unique and special place to fish out of. And he was kind enough to host us to do that video. And man, was it lights out fishing on Thursday for sure. One big key takeaway, one thing when we pre-planned our trip that we discussed was I wanted to get out in the dark. And up to this point, all of our fishing has been kind of like 5:30, 6 a.m., And he was kind enough to say, yeah, let's do it. So we slept in the cabin the night before, and 4 a.m. we were out in the water in the dark before anybody else was out there. I mean, no one was out there. You know, I think the lines were in like 4:15, 4:20, and it paid off big. From the time we set lines around, let's just say 4:30 till about 7. There was 4 of us. We already had like a 3-man limit. It was boom, 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 boom. 7 came. Holy hell, was it a grind for the last 5 fish? We probably finished around 10:30, closer to 11 for those last 5 fish. So it seems like there is definitely the bite window right now, and 7:30, it just kind of really clamps down.
Yep.
The fish are still there. There's still bait around. We're pulling lines through it, but they just shut down. So one suggestion is, if you haven't done so already, and if you're equipped to do so safely, get out, launch out in the dark. You know, get out there in the water, launch at 4, set your lines off. We set up in roughly 60 south of Racine, and 60 to 80 was best for us. You know, from a southeast, we did every kind of angle, southeast, and then we did like northwest. You know, like we were just kind of 60 to 80, just zigzagging back and forth, both south and then coming back north. I think south overall was the better troll. You know, going southwest, southeast, back and forth. As far as what worked, spoons were definitely best that day, more than everything. In particular, the standout spoons were going to be Blue Flounder Pounder, non-RV. This was on a wire dipsy. This was on the downrigger, anywhere from like 35 to like 55 down. And then the Mr. Chrome Dart Frog here was on the wire dipsy, out 80, 85, 90 in that range. And that took a bunch of coho, and then the Dream River Super Slim sent that out. Once we figured out like the blue spoons on that day at least were out fishing the greens, we started laying into everything. So blues were definitely working better for that day. We took one of our big kings on just a non-RV moonshine mag on a 300 copper. And meat also produced. Meat was probably the second best thing on the boat. Both reel. Took our other big king first thing in the morning in the dark with the dead toad flasher, which we did a very limited run on. Maybe it's something we do again. But that one with the meat rig with real meat, with my mini meat, it's an ongoing joke. You'll also see it in the video. The B sides of the meat the Alwise are shorter, they're like 3. But I'm not mad at it, because if they're on that little small bite, it worked. Took a 12, 13 pound king on that guy. And then the fake meat rig that I've been working has been producing well on the wire as well. And as far as the fish goes, no steelhead, no Laker, surprisingly, for whatever reason, but impressive coho. The average size of our coho was north of 5 pounds. They were fat, and that was really great to see. We ended up with maybe like 4 or 5 kings total, maybe 4. 2 were in the low teens, and then 2 were like more Jack Kings. So it was just a great day of fishing out of Racine. I'm excited to get that video out to you guys so you can kind of see, as Josh talks about the area, you know, different points of it, what makes it special, how they fish it. So for those of you that have never fished it and you're a trailerable, it's a great opportunity to learn a little bit about that area, and then maybe get out there and experience that for yourself. So big thank you again to Josh from SU Wisconsin for allowing us to make that video with them. Any questions, feel free to ask. I am still going through, a couple streams ago I mentioned that we wanted to do a fish rescue. I am still going through people, kind of that process to select someone, and I have been tied up this week, so I will be going back through messages to those that responded to that, to hopefully at least do one video of us doing like a fish rescue. Someone that is struggling out there will come out on the boat with you, we'll see what you're doing, and we'll make adjustments and get out there and fish, and we'll do it in a fun, entertaining spirit. You know, if I see something off, I might bark at you a little bit there, you know, for the sake of entertainment, but it's all in good fun. So we'll kind of get back into that. I want to have that done before Salmonorama. Speaking of which, if you need tickets, we do have tickets for Salmonorama. Come by, cash only, because that goes straight to them. But we do have Salmonorama tickets. Sean said, any thoughts about doing a night tournament, 5 to midnight or something, one year for the Big Pond Brawl? Not currently, Sean. I don't know that there'd be strong enough interest, and then just the logistics on our end of trying to do that. Probably not. What I
Yeah, I don't want to be weighing in fish at midnight.
Yeah, right.
I just want to go home.
One thing that did catch my interest, that it is on my brain now, was we have this video coming out. Are participating in a Chicago tournament with all their captains for their local club, and I don't get to fish tournaments other than 7 rounds just because I'm not going to fish our own, right? So it was cool to go out there. It was Captain Ernesto and Brian from Big Lake Little Boat and Patrick Elwood from WGN. We're all on there. Well, it was pretty cool because they do a 5 species. You have to catch one of each, and then the biggest of each. It was a really cool, different thing. It forced us to go catch a brown, and we caught a brown on our bloody toad, and right off the R4 in like 40 feet of water or whatever. So that was really cool. Just a different style that challenges you as an angler to like get each of your 5 species. So that was really cool. I think we ended up 3rd, and we took the biggest brown for that one. So that was pretty cool. Oh, thank you, Anthony. You mentioned it. Anyone trying J plugs? Yes, J plugs. Plugs also work. I ran a plug and a 200 copper. 200 copper is really my go-to when I'm running a plug. It took 2 big coho. It took 2 of our nicer coho on the plug. It was just all white. It's a custom one. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but in general, if you run a plug, I'm running the smaller sizes, like the size 4s. On the 200 copper, it took 2 big coho on this Thursday as well. So yes, don't be shy to run a plug out there. If you're trying to figure out where to put it at, start with a 200 copper. It's where I like to fish it right now. Not to say it won't work on other things off a rigger or off a light core, but plugs are working. They took some fish. Oh, there's Josh right there. 5 kings, 15 coho, 4 Hatman limit. There you go. Not a bad day, man. Not a bad day. It was a blast. My cousin who came with was like, man, we're gonna do that again. I'm like, all right. Sean said that was my thought. Night fishing is a different challenge. Species challenge is another cool idea. Yeah, I do like the species challenge. That may be something to consider at some point, maybe even if it's just a one-off. Who knows?
Yeah, back in the day, most of the tournaments had some sort of species involved. So you'd get points per fish, points per species. There'd be species of the day that would give you bonus points, extra points if you got all 5.
Right.
So there was a little bit more strategy than most
A lot
of the
of
tournaments.
the
I really like that.
The SU club does that. They do points per.
Yeah. So we kind of got away from that a little bit because we're just trying to make it a little easier for all the new guys. When you do, I mean, I really like all the strategy involved in the species thing.
Yeah.
You'll definitely burn a lot more fuel out there. There's a lot more running around. We're heading, especially in our area, going from like, hey, we got our king, we got our steelhead.
Now you gotta go eat a Laker.
You get the Laker. Now you got 4, so now the challenge is that brown trout, and you're running from wherever to come back into where there might be some brown trout. Yeah. So it definitely adds quite a bit of strategy to it, which I really like.
I do too. I think that is definitely a very hardcore thing. Mm-hmm. I suspect that would be a very hardcore group of guys that will participate in that. Mm-hmm. And maybe something that is like a one-off thing, but no plans, certainly not this year for that. So, but it is a thought in my mind. All right, any other questions before we jump into the giveaway for today, guys? Drop it right now. What we're going to do here, we got them in here, our Toad series. These 3 complete our Toad series, collaboration with Mr. Chrome, excuse me. All right. You've guys seen the dead toad. You've seen the bloody toad. Both are working really well for guys. And now we have our money toad, which is the green. We've got our yellow toad, which is like the chartreuse. And we've got our clutch toad, the blue.
Yep. And we still have them available online.
Yep.
If you haven't gotten any yet.
Yep, they're available. We come in the shop. We've got them in mag and standards. We've already gone through half, and there's over 300 spoons total.
600.
Right? 600 spoons already. Yeah. Half of them are already gone. So grab you some. But we're gonna do a giveaway today. So if you want to participate in the giveaway, all you have to do is be here right now in the chat. Be present, and you're gonna type exclamation spoon. Exclamation spoon is gonna enter you in so the bot reads that. Exclamation mark spoon all together. Type that in the chat, and we should start to see. And I'll be watching on the back end here that the entries are going in. Let me pull it up real quick. Giveaway. Let's start seeing these guys roll in. Yep, there it is. They're rolling in. Make sure again that it's all together. No spaces, exclamation, and then spoon right together, guys. All right, all All one thing. Exclamation spoon. All you gotta do is once and you're in. You don't have to spam it or anything like that either, okay? Exclamation spoon. There you go. Perfect. Great job. Great job. And they're rolling in here. Let's see what it looks like on the count. Got 30 folks entered in so far. There's 96 of you here. There's no reason why you can't join this, guys. It's free. You can either come grab them today or this weekend, or I guess if Rob wants, he can ship them to you.
Yeah, I can ship them.
He can ship them out to you if you're not local. So if you're not local to the area, enter in. We can send it to you as well, so you guys can grab that. Okay. So, guys, I'll give you guys another second or two. In the meantime, if you have any questions, getting close to 40 right now. All right. Once again, exclamation spoon enters you in. All you gotta do is one time and you're good to go. All right, guys. Really, really excited for someone to get this in their hands and get fishing with them, because they're doing well. Doing well. The only one I haven't fished too hard as much. I gotta soak the yellow one a little bit more. All right, 43 are in. Okay. Russell said, Bloody Toad for the win. Bloody Toad's been good, man. It's been catching fish for sure. All right, Anthony said, is the bait action different on lead core versus copper? Great question, Anthony.
Yeah, so on lead core, it kind of swings around a little bit more than with copper. Copper's a bit stiffer, so it's just kind of more of an up and down action like that, with waves and your speed changes and all that. They both catch a lot of fish, though. And what some people do to the copper is they'll actually put a couple colors of lead at the end of it to get that lead core action on their copper.
It also helps with getting it out.
It helps get it out a little easier as well.
Off the reel, you know. Yeah. All right, guys. Anybody else? Exclamation spoon before I end it and we do the drawing. Right now is your last chance. I'll give you another 30 seconds and we'll do the drawing here. And somebody's going to go home with some new spoons. New spoons. Oh, the other thing too, on just to cap, flasher flies weren't that great for us on Thursday for some reason, and we did take 2 on flasher fly. One was on the Dreamweaver white slick with a white Howie, and the other one was on a Mr. Chrome Hailstorm with a bullfrog fly. But other than that, the flasher flies were pretty dead for us, man. Even the Megatron was like, so it was mostly spoons, meat, plug. Got 2 on the plug, so a little mixture of stuff. All right, guys, I think that looks like we're good for the entries. Let's go ahead and do the drawing right now. Let me pull up the bot here. The last minute from William. I see that. 51 in total. I think some of you guys are running off telling your friends to come in here and hurry, go enter, quick, hurry. All right, we're going to do the drawing, guys. And Rob, I'm going to let you announce the winner.
Mike Peterson.
Mike Peterson, you got to say something in chat to claim it. There's the bot. Congratulations to Mike. Say something in chat, Mike, so we can claim it. We'll give it to you. All right. Where you at there, Mike? Type something in chat to claim your prize, or we will re-roll it. We're waiting for him. Josh said, throw it back. Where you at, Mike? Come on now. Give you another couple seconds here. I'm trying to take into account that there's a little bit of delay in the stream, and then hopefully he didn't get caught with an ad in the process of this.
Right.
All right. Mike Peterson. Last chance, buddy. Three, two, one. There he is.
There we go.
All right, Mike. All right. I know there's like a delay thing, and then YouTube serves ads, so you might got caught up. Mike, congratulations. You just got yourself the Mr. Chrome Toad Series collection here. Do us a favor after the live is done. Please call into the shop here. Talk to Rob and myself, and let us know whether you want to come by, pick them up, or if you need them shipped to you. If you're not local, we'll get that info and send them off to you. Trek said, ads are always popping up on the worst time. I get it. Listen, on a personal note, I pay for YouTube Premium. It's the best 20. Like of all the streaming services out there, I'm always on YouTube. So I can't even stand the ads on YouTube. So I just pay it and I don't have to deal with that. Not that it's for everyone, but I hear you, dude. So, Russell, is there a bruised purple spoon?
Bruised purple? Not that I've never heard of one called bruised purple.
Yeah, no, never neither. All right, guys, thank you for joining us on today's live. If you need anything we talked about today, from the Dreamweaver stuff, the spoons, the new customs, the meat rigs from Dreamweaver or Musclehead, all of them are here. They're available online.
Yep.
You can call in to order as well. We'll ship it out to you. Everything will get out on Monday. And yeah, I think that's about it. Hopefully you get out there and get some fishing done. Salmon and Ramen is going to be right around the corner, so don't wait to sign up for that. We got tickets here. I think that's about it. Rob, final thoughts?
No, just if you get out fishing, good luck, and hopefully the wind dies down a little bit.
Hopefully. It's been a bit of a butt kicker. So thank you guys as always. Appreciate your time. Tight lines, and we'll talk to you guys soon.